Good morning, YouTube. A very happy first day of 2017 to you. I'm hoping this video is finding you happy and well and not sick and hungover. and This video I do every year. It's my year in review, and I talk about the ups and downs of my journey into experimenting with diet and optimizing my human performance. And This year was a really radical shift for me after breaking what I would consider my 5 year long plant-based vegan lifestyle. All right, so breaking vegan. I'm doing this video in direct response to so many questions that I've had about how I transitioned off of veganism, how I felt, what I ate, what I'm eating now, and I hope that this video answers all of your questions. So to begin with, I immediately transitioned off of plant-based with eggs. The reason why I chose that was because it was a good step for me. I wasn't sure if I wanted to go vegetarian or fully into animal products, but I knew that eggs had all of the preformed things that I felt that I was likely lacking, including K2, vitamin E, B vitamins, D, and preformed fats. So I got a lot of pastured, there's a farm I work with, and maybe I'll go out there and try to do a video shoot with them. That'd be really cool. They're a permaculture ecosystem based farm, and they have chickens and ducks, and I was eating a lot of duck eggs specifically. I really love duck eggs because they have such a dense, rich yolk. And interestingly enough, I was just eating tons and tons of eggs, and my cholesterol dropped like over 30 points in that time. So go figure that one. But so I started with eggs, and I've always felt good on eggs, and I think they're delicious and they're tasty and they're really versatile in how you can cook them and put them with different meals, and you can make crepes and you can make omelets and you can make scrambles and you can make roulades and so on and so on. So I did a lot of eggs. During that time, the first couple of weeks, my nosebleeds stopped, and they stopped happening daily, and I felt that I was on the right track, and I kind of had to sit down and have another conversation with myself whether I was going to remain vegan or vegetarian, or what I was going to do. And I made a very difficult choice. I would say difficult in the way that, considering my past, but I made a difficult choice to no longer ever again restrict any food groups for my self-preservation. It was a self-centered choice. And so I went from there into animal products and doing a lot of broths and soups and stir fries and some roasts. But I went through a period for about 4 months once that floodgate opened where I wanted nothing, almost nothing but animal products. It was so weird. It was like I was just starved for it in my body. And I know that that really ticks people off who are still plant-based and vegan to hear somebody say that, but that is how my body felt, and that was the feedback that I was getting. And for about 4 months, maybe like 14 or 16 weeks, I was eating animal products all day long. Eggs, butter, broths, a little bit of cheeses, not too much, and stir fries, and I just felt like I couldn't get enough. And then I just woke up one day and I was like, I felt satiated, and I felt like I no longer wanted to do that. And I transitioned into where I'm at now, which is being plant-based with minimal amount of animal products. And a lot of people want to know what that looks like. So it's very much like a Sardinian or Okinawan or the other people that are in North India area. I'm forgetting their name right now. Starts with a K. Anyhow, it's largely plant-based and with minimal amounts of animal products. So I start my day out with fruit. I try to eat as much raw fruit as possible, but during the winter I am eating some canned stuff from the food forest here. I'm eating some frozen stuff, and mixing that in with fresh stuff. The only fruits that I'm really eating that are imported are oranges from California. I am waiting on some dates from the date people, and then I have a little bit of just a little bit of bananas. And I am growing my own bananas here. I really am trying to get away from any fruits that have stickers, any non-conventional fruits, any imported fruits. They're just not good for the environment. And so I'm doing really well this winter with that. And I am mixing in some whole grains, regional grains here, some oats and some wheat. We grow in this state, and that's kind of the focus of what I'm eating all day. So it can be like oat-based energy bars with dried fruit and flaxseed, raw fruit, crepes, pancakes, homemade pretzels, or a little bit of tortillas or something like this. And I eat a lot of carbs throughout the day because that's when I need all my energy, and I am really active throughout the day. And then in the evening, I transition into greens, fats, and animal protein if I'm having animal protein that day. So I eat a lot of salads, a lot of soups, a lot of stir fries, um, some potatoes, some squashes, um, and that's about the basic of it. When I do like stir fries at night, I do like a shit ton of vegetables, and I could have something that's plant based in with it, some seitan, some tofu, something like this. I might mix in some egg, and then if I do have animal products, it's like a small amount. So it might be like 3 or 4 ounces of meat for 2 people. So it's really just more of like a condiment. It's a small amount. It's really there to ensure that those difficult to get nutrients, your preformed vitamins, your minerals, and your fats are there and enough to sustain good health. And I do that. I'm not on any supplements anymore. I don't really use protein powders. I do have some like organic plant-based protein powder in the cupboard that I might like once a month put in a smoothie. It's not something that I seek out regularly. My daily regular diet is whole foods. It's saturated in plants. A lot of, at least right now, even in the winter, I would say at least 40, and on some days more than 40% of my diet is raw or dehydrated fruits, which I still kind of consider to be raw, non-cooked. And a lot of grains, a lot of greens, and minimal amounts of animal products. Things that I'm not really eating right now are like legumes. I don't do a lot of legumes. I eat peanut butter. I do eat a lot of nuts. I guess I forgot that. I do like to eat walnuts and pecans during the day with my fruit. Um, but I don't do a lot of beans. And somebody asked me about beans and what I think about beans, and maybe I'll do a bean specific video. But I don't know that I digest them that well. Whenever I do okay, it seems, on like lentils or hummus is okay with me. I do eat some hummus with my salads, but like pinto beans or black beans, holy cow, it's not okay. Like I just, my stomach doesn't feel good. I get a lot of really like not happy gas. It's not, and I feel really sluggish when I eat them. And I think the most important thing is you've got to listen to your biofeedback. I have a friend who is comes from a very different type of genetic lineage and has a really different physiology than me, and he eats beans all day long and loves them. And I think that, you know, you have to listen to your biofeedback. You know, if you're not doing this from 100% ethics, and I think that people's ethics change really fast when their health takes a downward turn, but if it's not an ethic thing, you've got to listen to your biofeedback, and that's what all of this has taught me. And it's so simple, but it's not, because people just aren't in touch with their bodies anymore. The one major thing that I have really changed other than animal products this year in my diet is wild foraged foods. And wow, they have opened new doors to me like growing my own food has. You grow your own food, you get the nutrient density, you get the freshness, you get the really great impact on the environment, but you have a relationship with your food. And I think that that is something that's really missing in modern times. But going and foraging wild edibles has opened up this other universe to me. I've always done some foraging, but this year, when I transitioned into animal products, I said I really want to bring in wild foraged nutrition into my diet, and that's including animal proteins. And next year, I'm going to be fishing a lot more, and as I've already said, I have my hunting license, and I will get into that more in another episode. But I think that wild foods are a huge gap in human nutrition. Now, when I say that, I don't think that reliance on agriculture is a bad thing. I think that it's brought a lot of reliable nutrition into the human history, and I think that that's really important. But wild foods, to me, have a really different effect on my body, and I feel that the nutrition profiles are really different. The mineral density is really different. The vitamins, the phytonutrients are really different. We When we do till farming, we lose a lot of nutrients in our food, and that's one of the reasons why permaculture is so important. But even so, the mineral profiles of a full healthy ecosystem forest are really different than even like my front yard. And the phytonutrients in wild foods are really different too. We have bred out a lot of the phytonutrients in agriculture foods, and that's one of the reasons why we have to work so hard and use pesticides and herbicides and stuff like that, because we've bred out a lot of the plant's natural defenses. And we have, over evolution, learned to incorporate plants' defenses into our defenses. That's what beta carotene is. Beta carotene is a defense for a plant, and we've learned to use that for our own defense. And that goes the same for so many polyphenols and antioxidants that we see in plants. And so we've lost a lot of the ones that are in wild plants in agriculture. And by incorporating wild forageables, we bring that back in. And I would say the same thing with animal products, and I say that with fish, with fowl, with insect, and vertebrates as well. And I'm gonna go more and more into that. And yes, I say insects. I have this year started eating insects in my diet, and this may be a really interesting thing for some people, and I haven't taken it to the level where I want to, but I've started experimenting with it, and that's including going out into the woods and foraging grubs, really big wood-borne beetle grubs, which are actually really delicious and taste like macadamia nuts. And I think that these are a natural part of the ape diet, and they are natural in diets all over the globe, that we've just sort of gotten away from it as Westerners, and we see it as somehow inferior and below us. But actually, it's really great nutrition. So that's something that I'm really excited to get into in this channel about eating wild foods, and I'm just touching on it a little bit in this video. But look out for those if you're interested in that sort of thing. I feel that it has really altered my health, but also my relationship with the planet, and I think that that is also something that is missing big time from human existence and human nutrition. And when humans return to the idea of foraging wild edibles more, we're going to want to care for those wild spaces more. And I think that that's a critically important factor as well. So that's all I have to say on that. Moving on. Instead of really listening to the cues and clues that our bodies are trying to tell us. And my body told me when I transitioned off, it needed some help. It needed to restore some nutrients, and I ate a lot of animal products, and I ate high quality animal products from pastured ecosystem farming that were really nutrient dense. And then my body said, I don't need that anymore. Let's do this. And that's where I'm at now, and I'm feeling really great, and I'm looking great, and my performance is great. And I will continue to report back on my experiences, and they're just mine, like I've always said. So I think that is the critical factor, your biofeedback. Not what you think, not what you want to be true, not what you hope to be true. And I've gone through all of those phases, especially with like fruitarianism. I really wanted that to be the thing. Uh, but what your body's really telling you. And by all means, share your experiences, pro, con, whatever, in the comment section below. Hit thumbs up. We'll see you next time.